Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 13th of February 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. Let me fix something here. I need to fix. Why can't this? Hold on. My camera's a little blown out. Give me 1 second, guys. And I'm going to make this look better. You're going to see some adjustments on your screen. But then it should all look good. All right, I think we're good there. Anyway, sorry about that. So tonight's Friday Night Smackdown was an interesting one, to say the least. Now, before we get into Smackdown, I've already seen people on Twitter, and I've already seen people in the live chat here confused about Monday Night Raw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the article we posted earlier on our website, pwunlimited.co, if you have not seen that. And I'm going to read WWE's statement about Monday Night Raw this week. So give me 1 quick second, and I will pull that up. Let's go, because WWE did confirm what's going on with Raw. So we have this article right here on pwunlimited.co, our website, and that's not the correct one. Oh, I didn't put, okay. So I apologize. I need to go back here. I did not put the article on the website because I wanted to get it up quickly on YouTube. So let me pull, I have the quote written down right here in my Google Notes. Where is it? WWE comments on Monday Night Raw. WWE confirms. Here we go. So WWE stated they stated the following. They released a statement. Monday Night Raw proceeds with no live audience. This Monday, Raw will air live as regularly scheduled and emanate from WWE's training facility in Orlando, Florida, with other essential personnel in attendance. The event was originally scheduled for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So the event this Monday for Monday Night Raw will not be in Pittsburgh, but instead the PC. Excuse me. Raw will be in the PC this Monday. So just to clear up any confusion, that's where we're at. For the foreseeable future, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown will all emanate just like tonight's show did. No crowd from the PC. And I know you guys probably don't want to hear this, but I've heard that this can go till May or June, if not longer, depending on how long arenas stay closed for. Some arenas are staying closed till the end of April. Some arenas are staying closed till the end of March. It's just a wait and see kind of thing. WWE is lucky that they have the Performance Center. On the flip side of things, we thought AEW was lucky because they had Daly's Place, but that's not the case. Yes, Daly's Place is connected to the TIAA Bank Stadium where the Jacksonville Jaguars play. And yes, the Khan family owns the Jaguars, but they don't own the arena. They don't own Daly's Place. Tony Khan, no, his dad, Shad Khan, helped fund the construction of it, the $9 million expansion on the stadium. But the venue itself is owned by the city. If the city says no events, no anything in the arenas in the city that we own, it's not happening. Now, if the Khan family owned the arena, that'd be a different story. But they don't. So for now, they got to come up with another plan. I suggested on Twitter, fuck it, go to Matt Hardy's house and just run out of the compound. He's got the big old metal shop with a ring in it. They've turned it into a makeshift stadium before, or arena. Remember when people would enter the ring coming out of Matt's mouth? I mean, that was a thing at one point. So with that, we don't know what's going on with AEW. They've rescheduled the next 4 Dynamites. And once we hear something, guys, we'll let you know. But tonight we're here to talk about Friday Night Smackdown, which was interesting to say the least. I did not expect them to just play the chamber match from Sunday. I'm not going to re-review that. If you want to hear my thoughts on that match, you can go back to, what's it called? you can go back to the Elimination Chamber review. And I did see a good question here in the comments, so I'm looking something up really fast. And looking, where would it say? Owner. They don't own the football stadium where the Jaguars play as well. That is technically owned by the city of Jacksonville. So if they wanted to just put the rings in the middle of the football field, they couldn't do that either. Just saying. Because the stadium and the arena adjoined to it, which I assumed because they're connected, are both owned by the city of Jacksonville. And the city said they said no events in the city. All venues owned by the city are shut down. But my thought would have been, like with WWE, if they own the building, then they can just say, oh, we're not running an event. We're just bringing people to work for the day. But because they don't own the building, the city does, it's shut down. It's closed. City's closing down all those kinds of buildings that they own within Jacksonville. So, fortunately, they're going to have to come up with something different. I like Bryan Alvarez. He kept making the joke of, if Orlando would shut down the PC, Vince will just throw a ring in his backyard and still run shows. That's kind of like what I said. Just go to Matt Hardy's house. We know he's probably signing with the company anyways. But with that, let's see who's in the live chat here with us. We do have, got to scroll up. There's a number of you tonight. Henry Carvalho, Wayne Montgomery, Moist Crimson, Sinclair Saturday, Kristen McNutt, Christen, I hope I said that right, Jimenez, Nivid Yelich, Ashley Robinson, Matthew Talent, Super Cena fan, Derek Bocek, Rick Nash, Daquan is Savage, I think is what that is, and Explosive Phoenix, and so many more of you. Abdullah says, why were there no fans? Well, many places are going to pop. Well, I can't say that anymore. Originally, many different companies were going to run events with no fans. But not anymore. There was no fans because, well, basically, they were told, don't run events with fans. And they didn't run an event with fans. So, I mean, I don't really want to get into it. It's the coronavirus thing. I don't want to start talking about it because I think I've given my thoughts already on this. I think people are overreacting. If it was me, I'd be at Mania on April 5th in Raymond James Stadium with 80,000 people. To me, it's whatever. My uncle's a nurse. He said that the only difference between this and the flu is that there's a flu shot. And to be completely honest, I don't get the flu shot anyways. For the simple fact of when I get the flu shot, I get sick. When I don't get the flu shot, I don't get sick. I'll tell you a story really quick before we get into Smackdown. My grandmother, she just passed away, rest her soul, at 98 years old. Before, her whole life, she never got the flu shot. When she turned 93, her doctor basically made her get the flu shot because she ended up living in an assisted living place, and they didn't give her an option. She got so sick, she was in the hospital. Never been hospitalized before in her life. She got the flu shot, hospitalized. So, I don't get the flu shot. Yes, I've been sick. I've been hospitalized, but it wasn't because of the flu. I didn't have corona back in October, but like I said, I think people are overreacting. My uncle's a nurse. He said that, people are, you need to be a little precautious because there is no vaccine. But at the same time, it's like once you get it, it's in your system. And it's almost what my uncle told me basically, and I'll end it with this. Think of chickenpox. Most people don't die of chickenpox. And once you get it, yes, you can get it again, but 99% of people are immune after that and don't get it again. And this, they believe, is the same thing. Once you get it, once it is in your system, you're probably never going to get it again. And that's actually a good thing, because then if you come in contact with somebody with it, your body is really just going to reject it because it's already had it and it's immune to it. But with that, let's talk about this empty arena Smackdown. So the show kicks off with Triple H up on the perch, and he's talking about what the Performance Center actually is. They're talking about how it's a state-of-the-art facility where they train all their wrestlers and this and that and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, we know what the PC is, though. I don't know why you got to tell us what it is when we already know. And then they move over to the commentary desk where Michael Cole is with Triple H. And Michael Cole, this is funny because Michael Cole is, I'm going to have a rotating cast of superstars here with me throughout the night. And it was really just Triple H. So again, how things can change on the flip of a coin or whatever it's called, drop of a hat. And so Triple H noted that this is going to be a different show than we've ever seen in WWE. This is going to be something new. Michael Cole noted that tonight the roster performs for an empty arena. Camera panned around and showed, well, the PC is empty. Out comes, first up, the Smackdown Women's Champion Bayley and Sasha Banks. They still did their entrance like normal. Bayley and Banks then noted that their matches and success were built here in the WWE Performance Center. They built the Performance Center. Bayley pointed out that, hey, isn't Paige supposed to be here? We haven't seen her. Where is she? Michael Cole then stated that, well, Paige had some travel issues and she ain't able to make it. Well, I don't know exactly what happened, but 8 hours before SmackDown was to go on the air, Paige was tweeting as if she felt she was going to be in Orlando tonight. So I don't know if she left her house in LA, tried to leave the airport, tried to get, I don't know what happened. I'm not even going to try to theorize. But 8 hours before SmackDown went on the air, she was tweeting out a picture from WWE's Twitter of her, Jeff Hardy, and Cena, making fun of the picture they used and making it and alluding that she was going to be on the show tonight. So sometime within those 8 hours, something happened and she couldn't make it. I don't know if her flight left late. Like I said, I don't want to theorize, but basically right when Michael Cole made that announcement, and she made the same announcement on Twitter saying, yeah, guys, I travel issues, couldn't make it there in time, and yeah. So I don't know what's going on with Paige and what her confrontation of Bayley was supposed to be. But Bayley and Sasha were out there. Triple H joined Bayley and Banks in mocking Michael Cole. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross would then interrupt. Bliss pointed out, I'm not sure. Thank you, Alexa. Anyways, Bliss pointed out that they've challenged the Kabuki Warriors to, well, no response other than one wonky tweet. Bliss and Cross then challenged Bayley and Banks to a tag team match right here, right now. Bayley said she heard enough and demanded the match right now. Triple H made the joke that, I don't know why she had to re-grab the microphone. This place is so empty she could have just yelled across the ring to Alexa and everyone would have heard her. We get this match, and not a knock on Nikki Cross, but you can tell that these WWE wrestlers, they're basically robots. Because even though there's no crowd, Nikki Cross, now I know what you're going to say once I make this analogy. Nikki Cross still did her hype the crowd spot when her partner's down. And Triple H made fun of that. He goes, Nikki Cross is so into this, she's trying to hype up a crowd that isn't here. Now I know what you're going to say. She wasn't trying to hype the crowd. She was trying to hype Alexa to get back over to her. Maybe. The atmosphere here was weird, but actually I think it worked. These four women went out there, did the first match, balls, guts, because they could have gone out there, they did go out there not knowing what to expect. I mean, yeah, no. I can't even say that. I was going to say, yeah, they've probably done matches at the PC with no crowd, but I can't say that. Because at least when they do matches at the PC, I assume, from what I've heard, there's at least some other wrestlers watching, reacting. There was nobody but Triple H and Michael Cole reacting. Also, usually, I don't think the wrestlers in the ring can hear the commentary because of the crowd. But I'm 99% sure that those women and everybody else that wrestled tonight were able to hear every word that Michael Cole and Triple H probably said. So back to the match. The babyfaces had the early advantage and sent the heels to the floor. Cross leaped off the ring steps and hit the heels with the crossbody. Back from the break, the heels were in control at this point. They isolated Bliss on their side of the ring. On commentary, Cole noted, tonight's a strange night. And Triple H performed a Vince McMahon impression. He also later in the show did a Gordon Solie impression. Banks then slapped Bliss in the corner, but Bliss recovered and rolled up Banks for a near fall. Cross finally got tagged in. Well, yeah, finally got the hot tag. After Triple H made fun of her for trying to hype up a non-existent crowd, Cross ran wild and rolled up Banks for a near fall. She followed it up with an inside cradle for another near fall. Cross then hit a crossbody block on Banks, but Bayley broke up the pin. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Asuka would show up, attack Alexa Bliss at ringside. Banks would then lock on the Banks statement. Cross had to tap. No one to save her. Triple H then said, "Wow, Asuka came out of nowhere. It was like she came out of the crowd and blended in with them." Triple H was a little quirky tonight. Had his little one-liners on lock. So then we got a Roman Reigns promo. He was interviewed in the middle of the ring by Michael Cole. I thought this stuff was good. These Michael Cole sit-downs or whatever. I think we need to get more of these. We used to get him in the past with JR. JR now does them on AEW, and they're always good. And I thought Michael Cole did a good job here. Yeah, we get him sometimes on Raw with Charlie Caruso, and those are usually really good. But I also like these ones where they're in the ring before the crowd gets there, and they're just talking, and it's serious. Roman Reigns pointed out that the business depends on reactions from the fans. They turned their attention to Reigns' match at Goldberg at WrestleMania. Cole noted that the critics believe Reigns just put himself in this match and he doesn't really deserve it. Roman Reigns then brought up the fact of, if I can go out there and people don't care that I main event random live events like in Youngstown, Ohio, which is funny because that show got canceled this weekend. He's like, if I can go out there and main event these random house shows, live events, and people don't care, then why should they care that I'm going to main event WrestleMania? He then brought up the fact that everyone says this is spear versus spear, but it's not that. This is more than just one move. Reigns mocked Goldberg because he went to Georgia, so he says that Goldberg probably isn't that smart. Reigns pointed out that he's not a part-timer and isn't just a one-move wrestler. He pointed out that to beat Goldberg, he pointed out that he will beat Goldberg at WrestleMania. They basically said that I'm doing this for everybody here that busted their butt every single week that's here day in and day out, unlike Goldberg who shows up when he wants to. In the back, Kayla Braxton was about to interview somebody when Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Sami Zayn would interrupt. Braxton noted that you're not my guest and you're about to get bumped. Zayn didn't care about who her guest really was. He just wanted to celebrate his big win from the pay-per-view. Braxton then said, my real guest, Jeff Hardy. King Corbin would interrupt very quickly and wondered what Hardy planned for tonight. Corbin mocked Hardy and noted, are you going to walk in a straight line? Are you going to recite the alphabet backwards? Oh, I got it. You're going to close your eyes and try to touch your nose with your finger. Making fun saying that Hardy can't pass a field sobriety test. Hardy laughed it off and got in his face and said, no, actually, I got a match tonight with you. Hardy left. Corbin was upset, and we hear, Elias. Elias said he had a song written about Corbin. Corbin said, I don't have time for you, and walked off. So even though Triple H earlier said, I got to go do my regular job, I'm not going to be out here on commentary all night, he was back on commentary. They recapped Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak from the Elimination Chamber. Cole then noted that Gulak earned Bryan's respect. In the back, Bryan approached Gulak. Gulak went to walk away, but Bryan stopped him. Bryan noted that Gulak said that he has a lot of holes in his game and said, well, teach me then what I need to do to get better. Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura would approach Bryan and Gulak. Zayn mocked Bryan and noted that Bryan is just trying to latch on to a nobody. He said, we tried to get you to join our group a month ago and you said no. Now you want to be with this guy that has no relevance to him? Bryan then stepped to Cesaro. Cesaro got in the way. Bryan then said, oh, you want to have a match? You and me tonight. Let's do this. They go back to ringside and Michael Cole goes, well, Triple H, you're the boss, man. Can we get it? Is it going to happen? Bryan, Cesaro, he goes, yeah, we'll see that later tonight. And then, I don't know why, but they ended up airing the Smackdown Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match from the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And no, I'm not going to review it again. I thought the match was good when it happened, and I didn't really pay attention tonight because, like I said, I've already seen it. So in the Performance Center, Miz and Morrison would appear in the ring after this match wrapped up. They admired their win, they said. They mocked the teams on the roster and bragged about their movie careers. Morrison even brought up Boone the Bounty Hunter, the movie that he self-funded and produced and all that. They said that if there's tag teams that feel like that they don't deserve these titles, come out. If there's tag teams that think they're better than them, come out. Nobody came out. On commentary, Triple H noted that Miz and Morrison are excellent without crowd noise. He said that it's because they never hear crowd noise anyways. So Triple H said that he had a... where was I? I just lost my spot in my notes. Give me 1 second. Oh, never mind. So next up was Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro. Daniel Bryan came out with Drew Gulak. Daniel started to do the yes chant and then realized there's nobody here, so Gulak did it instead. It was funny. Gulak was trying to hype up Daniel Bryan. After commercial break, Cole was sitting at the commentary table saying that Triple H is now operating a camera, which is funny. They recapped the announcement from WWE Backstage about Rob Gronkowski. Triple H reappeared. And so did Mojo Rawley, and Mojo went full Mojo. So basically Cole goes, what can you tell us about Rob Gronkowski, your best friend? And he goes, well, I spoke with Rob earlier today, and I'm here to confirm that the rumors are true. Rob Gronkowski is coming to WWE. And he'll be here next week. And he's throwing his head all around. His microphone's falling off his head, and Cole just stopped, looks right at him, dead right in the face, grabs his microphone, pulls it up, and goes, okay, there we go. I thought Mojo getting so hyped and Cole having to fix his microphone, classic Mojo. But next week, Rob Gronkowski will be on Smackdown, live from the Performance Center. I'm 99.99% sure it's live from the Performance Center. Finally, we get Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro. And my thought was, this match didn't go that long. Could have added 20 more minutes to it. Took out that Elimination Chamber match. And boom, 30 minutes of Daniel Bryan Cesaro. That would have been fan-freaking-tastic. Or you could have done 30 minutes of Bryan and Gulak versus Cesaro and Nakamura. That would have worked too. So Sami Zayn joined commentary with Triple H and Michael Cole. Cesaro had the early advantage and rocked Bryan with a series of uppercuts. Back from the break, Cesaro hit his superplex from the apron for a near fall. Bryan fought back and hit a running clothesline. He followed this up with the yes kicks for a near fall. Bryan then charged at Cesaro, but Cesaro lifted Bryan in the air and hit him with an uppercut. Cesaro locked on the crossface, but Bryan fought back. The finish of the match then came when Bryan used an inside cradle for the victory. After the match, Nakamura and Cesaro jumped Bryan until Gulak jumped in to make the save. Zayn jumped in the ring, and all three heels beat them down. Bryan finally hit a suicide dive onto Nakamura to save Gulak. So Triple H continued to tease Michael Cole. He said that, actually, I missed the line earlier. He goes, so when he first came back from commentary after stating that he wasn't going to be on commentary anymore, Triple H goes, during that commercial, Twitter was abuzz saying that they needed me back on commentary because they thought you're never any good or something along those lines. Basically, he said that the people on Twitter, the fans, don't think Michael Cole's good on commentary. He also said that he cleaned the sweat off of Michael Cole's forehead and tried to color his gray hairs back. I don't know why Corey Graves was on the show, but Triple H even made a joke to being demoted to commentary. That comes after all the news and people on Twitter and the dirt sheets and the website stating that he was demoted to only working NXT. But next up, we ended up getting Jeff Hardy versus King Corbin, Elias on commentary. So I guess Cole didn't lie when he said there's going to be a rotating chair of different people on commentary. Because Sammy joined them at one point, and Elias joined him at one point. The Corbin had the early advantage, but Hardy made a comeback. Hardy went for the twist of fate, but Corbin pushed him off. Corbin recovered and scored a near fall. Corbin started yelling at Elias, so Elias began playing his guitar. Hardy fought back and hit the twist of fate, which Cole, for some reason, called the twist of fury. I was super confused because I've never heard it called that before. He then hit the Swanton Bomb for the victory. Again, I don't know why they called it the twist of fury. It's not like Matt's gone and they can't call it that anymore. I don't even know if there's a... Hold on. I'm going to do some investigating right quick. Hold on. I'm going to see if there's a trademark on the term twist of fate for WWE or for wrestling. Maybe Matt owns the trademark. I don't know. But let's go twist of fate. Yes, you can look up a trademark this quickly. Twist of fate. Oh, there's a lot of them. Twist of fate, twist of fate, twist of fate. Let's see. This one's alive. No. And so it doesn't look like anybody owns a trademark, at least in wrestling, for the term twist of fate. So I don't know why they would have to change it. So Triple H spoke to the camera again after this match. He hoped everyone enjoyed the show, even without the fans in attendance. He said WWE proved tonight why the words then, now, and forever really apply to them. Michael Cole then joined John Cena in the ring. Cole asked Cena about his match with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. He noted Cena beat Wyatt at WrestleMania 30, and Wyatt blames his downward spiral on Cena. Cena noted that Wyatt became lazy after his loss at WrestleMania 30. Cena has suffered many losses in his career, including ones to The Miz and CM Punk. Cole wondered why Cena accepted Wyatt's challenge, though. Cena said the fans shouldn't invest in Wyatt, but instead, guys like Drew McIntyre, Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, and the Velveteen Dream, as they are the future, not Bray Wyatt. My first thought was, Wyatt's not the future. Technically, if you don't take out those years that McIntyre was gone, he's been here longer than frickin' Wyatt. Anyways, he said that Wyatt has had many, many chances already. They said he accepted the challenge because he's going to get rid of Bray Wyatt. All of a sudden, we hear Bray Wyatt's voice. He does his little laugh. Ha 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 ha. And my first thought was, oh, Funhouse is going to pop up on the screen, but no. Instead, which I really loved, Bray just all of a sudden sitting in the crowd. Well, where the crowd should have been. Bray interrupts and made his way into the ring, and Bray cut the best. Bray is probably one of, if not, I think, in my opinion, and some may argue with me on this, I think pure mic skills, the best, is Bray Wyatt, who could just go out there and cut a fire promos. Bray Wyatt and Xavier Woods. I think just being able to just go out there, scripted or off the cuff, and just cut an amazing promo. So Wyatt gets in the ring. They didn't come as the Fiend, but just regular Bray Wyatt. He mocked Cena and said he wonders what it would be like to be Cena for a day. Wyatt said he's not sick. Cena is the one that's sick. He knows that Cena doesn't care about the future. He only cares about himself and being in the spotlight. Wyatt thinks about his lost Cena 6 years ago all the time. He said the voices in his head won't stop, so he started listening to them. The voices took his broken word and turned it into the Funhouse. The two go face to face, and Wyatt asked Cena, let him in. The Fiend then flashed across the screen, and that was Smackdown. Felt like an odd close of the show, but again, there's got to be something to Wyatt not ever attacking Cena or even putting his hands on Cena at all, because this is uncommon from what we've seen before. Because whether he is the Fiend or whether he is Bray Wyatt, he always tries to at least try to attack his adversary, and he didn't tonight. But with that, I actually enjoyed what they did tonight. I really, really loved the Bray Wyatt thing at the very end. I thought it ended kind of abruptly, though. I felt like there's got to be more, but there wasn't. But again, I really liked it. I thought Roman Reigns cut a really good promo. Miz and Morrison. And again, I got to give just major props First, to Sasha and Bayley for going out there and being, other than Triple H and Michael Cole, being the first ones out there. You got to give them props because they didn't know what to expect at all. And then also those two and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for having the first match out there. Again, not knowing what to expect. But that was SmackDown, guys. You have a couple text messages here. If you want to let me know what you thought of tonight's Friday Night SmackDown or just ask me a question about it, you can do so on Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Never mind. Excuse me. I literally read someone put Pro Wrestling Unlimited in the chat, and so I read it by accident. My dyslexia kicking in again. You can text into 510-906-1341. Again, you can text into 510-906-1341. This text message here does state, do you think other wrestling promotions like AEW and ROH do the same and not have fans? Probably. ROH, no. Because I don't think ROH is going to be able to get into a building. I mean, maybe. Because they can still run Sam's Town. They were supposed to run 18th anniversary tonight, past versus present tomorrow. They canceled both shows. Yet, they've still got people in Vegas. Marty Scurll and Brody King were doing some sort of a photo shoot today in Vegas. So I don't know what's going on there. Future Stars of Wrestling, they are still running in Las Vegas, and I believe they're still allowing fans. Kudos on them for still running, because a lot of indie wrestlers are going to lose a lot of money because of all this. But they're still running, and they're still paying their wrestlers. That's good. As far as AEW does go, they want to run. They want to run, fans or not. They just got to find a venue that will allow it. And this person says, do you agree with John Cena was saying about The Fiend not being the future? No. I think The Fiend is the future. I mean, Bray Wyatt is... the Fiend character... I don't know if the Fiend character is the future. I don't know how much of a shelf life the character itself has. But Bray Wyatt himself is only 32 years old. He's got at least another 8 years, especially if he gets to keep going the way he does, where he doesn't have to do much, and he gets to basically save his body. He's not going out there and having killer match after killer match. I shouldn't phrase it like that. He's not going out there and having long match or match at all after match after match after match. Bray doesn't wrestle every week. He appears on most Raw or most Smackdowns. When he's at the house shows, he does quick stuff. So if Bray can keep that up, his body's not going to break down as fast as a normal wrestler in WWE who's out there 5 nights a week wrestling or 4 nights a week wrestling. And so Bray's only 32. Even if he only goes till he's 40, he's probably still got a good 8 years. Now, I don't know if the Fiend character has an 8-year shelf life, but Bray Wyatt himself can go that long. Gamer Boy says, did they change the color of the SmackDown tag straps? Not that I noticed. I can look. Let me go to Twitter and see. Twitter. Oh, I gotta show you this really fast. This is funny. Hold on. Triple H posted some photos from SmackDown tonight. Let me pull these up. This is pretty funny. So Triple H posted this one of him and Michael Cole. This one of him working the camera. And then this one beforehand of him addressing basically everybody, the staff and all that. Doesn't look like there's wrestlers there, but they're addressing all the staff. That's pretty funny. But let me see. SmackDown, WWE. WWE. They should have a picture from tonight's show. Let's see. Oh, also I forgot to mention next week. What's his name? Goldberg will be there with Roman Reigns for a contract signing for WrestleMania. Also, they did 205 Live tonight as well. But let me see. Where are Miz and Morrison? I'm not seeing any Miz and Morrison here. Come on. Miz and Morrison. Miz and Morrison. Triple H posting selfies with Michael Cole too. I didn't notice that. All right, so Miz and Morrison. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Tell me if this looks like they're different color straps to you guys. Because they don't look it to me. If it wants to load. But those look blue to me. They may look a little brighter because the Performance Center was lit brighter than normal. It was a different type of lighting tonight. So it maybe made it look like it was a different color. Oh, I see what happened. It was Twitter video, so I couldn't. Hold on. Can I zoom in? Sometimes when you make a Twitter video full screen, it doesn't want to play. Let me pop this back over for you guys. Tell me, does this look like different color belts? To me, those look like the same belts. It's just they're lit a little differently. Honestly, the thing that you can say they look darker, maybe they're not the normal belts and they had to just get random belts from the production truck. I don't know. But anyways, that was Friday Night Smackdown. I thought the show, for what it was, it exceeded my expectations, other than I don't know why they aired the chamber match. I hope they don't air their women's chamber match on Raw. But like I stated, it exceeded my expectations. I thought they did a great job with what they had to work with. And we'll see how Monday Night Raw goes. Stone Cold Steve Austin will be on Raw Monday. And yeah. So with that, I want to thank everybody who did join me here live to talk about tonight's Monday Night Raw. No, Friday Night Smackdown. Yes, Sinclair Saturday, I did hear that Dash Wilder filed for a trademark on the name Crash Wheeler. I know his last name is Wheeler. His first name is Daniel Wheeler. So his real name is Daniel Wheeler, but he filed for a trademark on the name Crash Wheeler, which is odd. I don't know if that's the name he's going to go with. I don't know about going with Crash, because if you're a wrestler and your name is Crash, people are just going to try and say, oh, well, you want to be Crash Holly? But anyways, Wheeler is his real last name. So I always assumed that he would just go by his real name, Daniel Wheeler. So I felt that that's a really good name. Hold on. Let's do another little investigation. Scott Dawson's real name. David Harwood. I don't see that working. Daniel Wheeler would work as a wrestling name. I don't know about David Harwood. Either way, we'll see how it goes when they leave WWE in about a month, hopefully. Wilder may have to stay an extra 10 weeks. But with that, I do want to say thank you guys for joining me here to talk about Friday Night Smackdown. Thank you, everybody who watches later right here on YouTube and listens on podcast services all around the world. And if you can't get enough of me, in less than an hour or so, we're going to be over at twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy playing even more Call of Duty Warzone. I can't get enough of that game, especially the Plunder mode. I think my buddy John, who was with me last night, is going to join me again. So again, if you guys want to watch me play some Call of Duty Warzone, head over to twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. If you head over there right now, I'm not going to be live, but if you hit that follow button, it'll tell you when I'm going to be live. It'll tell you the moment I do go live. So with that, I'll see some of you guys after Raw Monday. Might see you for the Wrestling Wrap-Up Monday morning. Not sure, but probably see some of you guys in a little bit on Twitch to play some Call of Duty Warzone. Have a good night, guys, and see some of you in a little bit, and some of you later. I don't know why I did that. Good night, guys.